Okay, monarch butterfly populations, strange transition, I know, but this is what we have. It declined nearly 80% in the last decade. Well-intended people have made attempts to help out, but as it turns out, they might be doing more harm than good. And here to tell us why, again, Chief Entomologist Brad Spakowitz. You have the floor, sir.
Chris.
What has gone wrong?
Well, first of all, I must live under a rock, because when I first read this study several weeks ago, I discovered from the study that monarch butterflies are a huge industry. I had no idea.
Explain. You told me commercial industry, and I said, how do people make money off this?
Well, they do.
Not because I'm interested in doing it. I'm just interested in how they do it.
Because a lot of people want them. They want them as butterflies to release them at funerals, at weddings, at anniversaries, gender reveals, but they also want them in the various stages of their life, because it's an interesting transformation. It's an educational opportunity in a way that maybe you think you're helping nature. If I get these eggs, I can grow it to a butterfly and I can let it go, right?
Okay.
Okay, well, the bottom line is, first of all, the first thing I did was I did a search for buy monarch butterfly. There are hundreds of people.
Did not take you to the dark web or anything. Right?
No,
This is just very easy to find.
But look at this. You can buy them. You want butterfly eggs. You
There
want
it is,
them
right there.
Caterpillar.
Look at all the different stages, right?
Everything.
Okay.
It's all there, including growing equipment, milkweed seeds, I mean the whole
Okay.
thing. Okay, so that's interesting in and of itself. But here's what researchers have found. The captive bred monarchs refuse to migrate, and monarch butterflies need to migrate because they'll never survive the winter,
Right.
okay? So less than 10% of them will migrate, so most of them just die, okay? Why is this? Well, they began their investigation by looking at the genes, comparing the genes of these captive bred monarchs to wild monarchs that they caught, okay? And here's what they found. The DNA is changed. It resembles the DNA of non-migrating monarchs typically found near the equator. So the big question is, what is happening along the way? Is it at some stage in their life or what that they're not migrating? And they looked at a lot of things, okay? And this is interesting. This occurs even if these monarchs are raised with conditions that mimic the outdoors, because a lot of these are raised inside buildings, in factories.
I've been to a display at a museum, and it was like walking into a steam room.
Correct. Right. They mimic atmospheric temperatures from day to night. The variance is there, the amount of daylight, the amount of moisture in the air, everything. Even if you're close to the ideal, you're still getting this result of non-migrating monarchs.
So what? So now what?
Well, here's the deal. They really are not sure why this is happening yet, but here's what they say. Migration is obviously a finicky phenomenon and can be easily lost. But more important, they do offer some other clues about what might be going on here. Chris, this is what's really amazing. They may need environmental clues like sun movements and constellation patterns during the course of their lifetime.
Comes back to the stars.
It does. It does.
As most things with Brad come back to stars. No.
The researchers have also noted that sometimes if they are kept indoors for just a day or two, the same result happens. So if you're going to raise them, they beg you, please don't bring them indoors. Keep them outside. Sun movements, constellation patterns, are you kidding me?
I'm not.
That is remarkable. It's something to think about. No denying that.
What do we have to think about tonight? Anything?
The wind is diminishing. That's something that will continue. The wind will return in the days to come. We'll be talking more about that on Action 2 News at 5.
All right, we'll see you then, Brad. Thank you very much. But let's turn to weather now. And today we're talking about seasons because Brad's here. We start a new season today, Brad. It is the autumnal equinox, and outside of the yogis out there that have perfect balance, are they off base?
It is the equinox. There's no denying that. I do want to backtrack just for a moment. Just a quick refresher on the seasons and why they happen. It's because the Earth is tilted at approximately 23.5 degrees in relationship to its orbit, the Earth's orbit around the sun. So as we make a trip around the sun every year, in the summer, the northern hemisphere where we live is tilted right towards the sun. Sun angle is very high, energy is very intense, days are very long, we heat up. Winter, we're tilted away. The sun angle very low, heating not very efficient, nights are very long, days are short. We enter a little mini ice age that lasts about 3 months, right? But then you have the equinoxes, both in spring and in fall, where that tilt is essentially negated. It means nothing because we're almost perpendicular, okay?
Okay.
So we should have equal days and nights.
Some fantastic graphics, by the way. They have stood the test of time.
I made them in 1999. See, nothing changes when it comes to the universe, right? Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, with the equinox, and I get this question both in the spring and the fall,
Okay.
why aren't the days and nights equal? They're supposed to be equal, right? Because look at today, we actually have 8 minutes and 35 seconds more daylight than we do darkness yet. And in fact, it's not going to be until Friday. Sunrise and sunset, and I rounded these off to the nearest whole number because there's seconds involved. But on Friday, days and nights.
So this is where we should be doing our intense meditation and yoga.
Yes.
Right here to find the perfect balance.
Correct.
On Friday. Wait till Friday.
You would think it'd be today, but it's actually a few days after the
Okay.
equinox in autumn. But in spring, it's a few days before the equinox, where the days and nights are equal. Okay, and I want to show you why.
Okay, yeah. Because this is cool. I've already seen this. So sneak
Okay,
peek.
so the reason why technically we aren't identical day and night on the equinox has to do partially with the way we measure sunrise and sunset. Rise is when the leading edge of the disk of the sun first starts to appear up over the horizon.
Okay.
The sunset is a little bit different. Let me take you over here. With sunset, we don't measure it the minute the disk touches.
Which would be the same as
Correct.
over there, right?
We
The
wait
opposite.
until the final edge disappears. So you pick up a little bit of
Extra
time
time.
there. Right. Okay, but that's only half of it. This is the really interesting part. The Earth's atmosphere bends the light. If it didn't, we would see the moment that the leading edge of the sun comes up over the horizon. But because the Earth's atmosphere bends the light, we see the sun before it's really above the horizon. And the same at sunset. We see it even though it's below the horizon.
And you just thought it was the start of fall today. You had no idea.
So we pick up some more time there. So that accounts for the difference as to why the days and nights are not exactly equal on the equinox.
Good stuff. We need to pick up a little time now. Nice night, just real quick. We don't have time for the whole forecast. Give it to us quickly.
Gorgeous evening, mild temperatures, little patchy fog late tonight.
It was well worth it. Thanks, Brad.
Here is a live look at our Shawano sky cam. It is getting dark out there. The winds are weakening too, and we do have some windy days in our forecast ahead. Let's get that from Brad in the First Alert Weather Center. Brad.
It's dark now. Wait until Sunday when daylight saving time ends. That'll make a big change. Otherwise today, some of you had a shower of rain or snow. Many of us were dry, a few breaks in the clouds. Some of you saw a few peaks of sun, far and few in between, but there were a few. We're going to be stuck in a somewhat cloudy sky tonight. There'll be a few breaks in there. We should be dry, although there might be a stray flurry in there. The big thing about today, the wind already weakening, but that north wind brought our temperatures down once again, and currently we're in the 30s with 20s already appearing in the north. Those 20s will become more widespread by daybreak. Here are your lows tonight with First Alert pinpoint predictor, and most of us in the 20s, maybe even a few teens up over there in the far northwest. As far as your day tomorrow, if you're west of the Fox Cities, you might have a stray morning flurry, but any morning clouds, and there will be some, will quickly give way to clearing. In fact, by the noon hour, we should be into sunshine, and we'll enjoy sunshine through the second half of the day Friday. Here is something else you'll notice. Temperatures chilly, 51 the average high, a far cry from that, only low 40s for the Fox Cities and the Lake Shore and Green Bay, and a few 30s there in the north. But thankfully, not much wind, so at least we don't have to worry about wind chills for your day Friday. This is Saturday, your Halloween, 7 o'clock in the morning. Better part of the day features a fair amount of sun. We will get some clouds in here starting to arrive, thickening late in the day. This is 6 p.m. We're still dry. Few spotty showers off to the northwest. Maybe we catch a shower or a sprinkle somewhere there during the evening, but most of us will be dry even there. But the big thing about Saturday, a lot of wind out of the south, probably some gusts up around 35 miles per hour again. But that southerly wind really boosts our temperature Saturday. We're mostly into the 50s if you're away from the lakeshore, so that'll be a nice day. But the problem is by Sunday, it gets even windier, and it's a northwest wind. And that's going to bring the return of sharply colder air. In fact, despite that 52 on Saturday, Sunday only 38 with wind chills in the upper teens and low to mid 20s. So two different flavors there on your weekend. A nice day and certainly a rather raw day. Otherwise, as far as severe weather, you have that tiny chance of a shower Saturday night. Otherwise, most of the time over the next 7 days, it looks dry along with a moderation in temperatures next week, as you'll see here in a moment. Otherwise, right now in Green Bay, 35 feels like 27. We have a north wind at 10 miles per hour. So the clouds occasionally break overnight tonight. Look for lows mostly in the 20s. Your day tomorrow will feature morning clouds giving way to sunshine with highs in the upper 30s and low 40s. And then ahead on your 7-day forecast, a breezy and mild 52 Saturday with a partly sunny sky. For Sunday, a windy day, 38 with maybe a flurry in there somewhere. But look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably even Friday of next week. Mostly dry, a fair amount of sun. And look at your temperatures climb. 46 on Monday, 54 Tuesday, 58 Wednesday, a 60 as we head into November there on Thursday. Incredible. Nice little, finally, a reward, a payoff. That's weather. Here's Cammie.